Yeah, we were saying the first hour was happy clappy only because all of these issues are resonating, I think, right? I mean, in the polling, not just in specific Senate races, but Democratic enthusiasm in general. I mean, if we aren't enthusiastic now, I don't know what it'll take. The rise of fascism, just all of it, right? Roe, gun violence, on and on. Jeff Tiedrich tweeted, "I'm so old I remember when mainstream Republicans were basically reasonable people with differing views on economics, not a festering tangle of democracy-hating, book-banning, forced birth, fascist grievance baby weasels," which I just like.
Dear.
I like the whole construction of words there, but yeah.
That was poetry.
But, we just have to turn out. Like, we can't, we keep saying don't get happy, but we've got 3 Senate races where our candidates are up 10 points.
Let me tell you something. Stephen. Let me tell you something about what's going to happen if these people don't vote. Let me tell you, everybody, listen. Francis is now crazy now. We've lost it. All right, and I don't know. She's naked right now in her car. I don't even know where she's going. The point is, we will come find you. I mean it. And if you think that you were, let me tell you about a timeout, a Frangela timeout. It's a lot harsher than the timeouts you were used to.
Yeah.
Okay, we will give you a serious timeout.
I was reading a tweet this week about, who's America's early warning system?
Black ladies.
Who turns out every time?
Black
So
ladies.
who doesn't have ideological purity tests, right? Like Paula Poundstone, I love, tweeted, "I heard a frustrated Democrat on the radio say, 'We voted in 2020. That's like saying I fed the baby yesterday.'"
Yeah.
You have to feed the effing baby every day.
Yes.
Every election.
Yep. Yep. But I'm telling you, we've been told for years, we've been lulled into this sense of we don't all need to vote and the midterms aren't, that important. And that I agree with you 100%. If people don't feel it now, I really don't know what we can do.
Mm-hmm. Well, I sent you guys a tweet about who looks like they're going to take Trump down. Fani Willis and Letitia James. It's like 2 black ladies have to do everything. And this guy said the only thing can make it better if it was Frangela that took him down. That you make the actual arrests.
That's right. We've indicted all of these people. They aren't responding to our subpoenas for some reason at all. But we have indicted every single one of them. We've indicted Giuliani, I don't know, like 15 times. I mean,
Rob Reiner said, "Looks like Trump is going down in Georgia. Since everything Trump touches dies, it might be time for Giuliani, Graham, and Eastman to start singing." Mm-hmm. We'll see, right? But that's the only thing so far we'll talk to Glenn Kirshner in a few minutes, right? But that's where it looks like justice is coming first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
What level of nerd that I wore my justice T-shirt for, Glenn Kirshner? What level?
You're a bit of a nerd.
A bit of a nerd. Okay. Sarah tweets, "I will never stop wondering what might have happened if Trump officials had resigned loudly en masse like our pals across the pond and told the country what was going on in real time rather than leak anonymously and write books after it was all over."
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Right? I mean, even now, it's like, who knows what Pat Cipolloni's going to do today, right?
Well, and I, with that even, I can't. But like, when I think about the fact that they were openly discussing the 25th Amendment and somehow did he get less crazy at the end of the evening? Right. Like, why didn't that happen?
Yeah.
Like, and you were at that place and then suddenly you're going to vote for him again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, give me 8.
8.
So, yeah, everyone's applauding Mick Mulvaney now because he's talking about damaging the January 6th hearings are. And it's like, he didn't just get crazy or become a criminal just now. He was when you were there defending. And so she asked him, just play this. Will you? Here we go.
Would you vote for Donald Trump in a Republican primary?
In a primary? No. Keep in mind, I've got a lot of friends who are running. I'm not going to tell you who I would vote for, but there's a lot of folks who I think would be a better president than Donald Trump.
So that's considered brave. She didn't ask the follow-up, but if he's the nominee,
right.
I'm telling you right now, the answer would be yes. Yes, I know he's a criminal. I know he's not fit, but yes, if he's the nominee, I will vote for him.
Which is insanity. And I don't know when you have never in your life read an article, the things the Nazis got right, unless it was written by Marjorie Taylor Greene or that other crazy woman.
Right.
Like, you can't vote for half the Nazi agenda. That's like not how it works.
Exactly. I mean,
but that is how Republicans are parsing this situation, and they are okay with being incrementalists.
Yeah.
And the small gains, and all we want are big, huge gains, and they're okay with tiny hand Trump.
Yeah.
with his hands on the wheel and steering this country, because they know as long as they have power or some level of power, that's okay.
Right. And as Pat Cipollone testifies today, I guess, in trying to decide what to do, this just cracked me up. Brooklyn Dad Defiant, our friend, says, LMFAO, Trump bailed from the failing Truth Social before the feds came and left Devin Nunes holding the flaming bag of...
Yep.
He is utterly screwed. Utterly spelled like a cow. But anyway. But oh my God, he's the same criminal his whole life. So he bailed from the board of Truth Social right before the subpoenas hit. Right? Left Devin Nunes there. I mean, he does this to everyone. Right? He is a lifelong criminal.
I'm mad that he knew when to quit.
But all these people, they're going to decide, are you going to go to prison? Lindsey Graham, John Eastman, Rudy Giuliani, are you going to go to prison for this guy?
They don't think they will. And so far, I understand why they don't think they will.
Yeah, right.
Like, Merrick, I don't know what's up.
Yeah, yeah.
I really don't. You got to start doing something with these contempt recommendations for contempt. Like it's.
I think a three-way call with Letitia James and Fonnie Willis and Merrick. Don't you think?
I think so.
I don't know how to do it, but apparently three-way calling is still a thing.
It is.
I always
It
have
is.
to have the other person do it. I don't know how to do it.
Right.
But,
Yeah, we do too.
Right.
But we could be in the background.
yeah. No, and Frangela should be on the call to explain about the boo-boo, the foo, and the waxing of the pony, and the throwing of the fat meat.
It's greasy.
It's crazy.
I'm
All
sorry,
day long.
it's what, Francis?
It's greasy.
Oh, it is. Fat meat is greasy.
Oh, let me tell you something. We're gonna take your guns. Some of these people, they don't need to have no more video games, no Nintendo Switch, all that. We're taking all that. We're taking everything. You can't be on the TikToks. You can't handle none of it.
All of it. All of it.
The Stephanie Miller Show, we didn't we design a background check for getting a gun a long time ago? It's very simple. Ask me if you can have a gun.
Can I have a
No.
gun?
No.
I can't have
No. If you want one, you cannot.
Why can't I
nope.
have a gun?
Nope. Nope.
There you go.
There it is. Okay. Yeah, we were talking about Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, which was, quite a shock yesterday.
Yeah.
But the incident sent shockwaves through Japan, where gun violence is extremely rare. Handguns are banned in the country. People must undergo extensive tests, training, and background checks to obtain and keep shotguns and air rifles. So, I mean, Frangela, I was saying, we
Even
had more
air rifles
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
controlled there.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
we were just talking about, I know we've had this conversation before. At what age do white boys grow up? At what age? Or because the father's like, oh, this isn't my fault, even though he signed the thing when he was underage for him to get a gun.
Yeah. And meanwhile, I listened to yet another Republican on another show sit there and say, well, we're not, we got to wait for these guys to grow up, and they're not growing up. Right?
Yeah.
They're not maturing because society, basically, because nobody wants to have sex with them. It is about them being incels. And it's like, well, what do you want to have happen?
Well, I also, was reading the tweet earlier about, Tucker Carlson and Fox News and this whole, white male grievance industry they have over there.
That's
right. Why do you think we
That's
have these
right.
young, angry white men? He was, 22? At what point do you go get out of the house and get a job? Go ahead.
The inconsistencies are astounding because on the one hand, they have this grievance. They are being picked on. Society is against them. They're not getting things that they have a right to, that they're supposed to have. On the other hand, they know they can come shoot us with absolute impunity because they get to not be, the laws don't apply to them.
Right.
See, both things can't be true.
Right.
You can't be the one group in this country that gets to do whatever it wants
Right.
and commit crimes and have no expectation of punishment, and you punished and you don't get anything.
But it's this white replacement theory, this whiny white male grievance industry.
That's true, though. We are trying to replace y'all. That's true.
But I mean, seriously, are we old? Can you imagine you're going, oh, I'm a YouTube rapper. It's like, get out of the house and get a real job, you loser. Really? It's just, okay.
No, that's video journaling. That's what that
It
is.
is. It really is.
That's video journaling, boo.
Yeah.
Can't tell you how many people are like, we're just like me and my best friend, just like you and Francis. We could do just what you do. I was like, do you make anybody laugh besides each other?
And does anybody pay you?
Does anybody? That's how that works.
But this is,
That's how that works.
And this is the father, just real quick, Robert, whatever his name, Senior. Yeah.
No, because he did it all on his own. He went through the legal process. I don't know if it's guilt. I feel horrible as to what happened. Beyond horrible. I filled out the consent form to allow my son to go through the process that the Illinois State Police have in place for an individual to obtain a FOID card. That's all it was. Allow the consent form to allow my son to go through the process. They do background checks.
Francis, you're the only one here that's had a child. So if, let's just say she were to threaten to kill your entire family and also herself and then be found with 16 knives, a sword, and a dagger, would you call that what do they call it? A childish outburst and not a warning sign?
And let's be honest. It's been coming way before those 16 knives.
Yeah.
It was way before. This is always the interesting thing is that at this point we talk about parenting. At that point,
Right.
there was parenting that needed to happen 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here he is again.
We put 9-year-old black kids in jail.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
As adults, I don't.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. Or shoot them before the cop car even stops rolling.
Right.
When they have a toy gun.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love my son, but it's devastating to everyone involved. Anyone who passed away, injured, psychologically damaged, hearing the gunfire of their little children, it's a horrific act. And would never want to see that happen again. That's why we need to do something about it. I think the whole system has to be overhauled.
Well, yes, but also parents like you. I love passed away.
Yeah.
They didn't pass away. Your
They were
sociopath
murdered.
son vaporized
Killed.
them with a weapon of war that you signed a thing so that he could get, right?
Well, here's the thing. What you can hear in that father is he takes absolutely no responsibility.
Right.
So, and it's clear that he raised a child who takes no responsibility, doesn't feel responsible for his brothers and sisters and civic life
No,
and
it's the
respect.
system.
Yeah.
When he felt threatened by his son, he called the police. When we were out to be threatened by his son, he signed the permission slip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great point.
He's no better than Trump sending knowing that he's sending an armed crowd to an armed mob to the Capitol. Like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You were like, as long as he's not threatening my household, it's
on you.
When he threatened to kill the whole family, the reason nothing happened is because no one in the family
Would sign the form.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you're like, that's not a warning sign? That was a childish outburst threatening to kill your entire family? I don't remember that in my family. Do you?
No.
Yeah.
No, let me tell you something. If I frowned too much, okay,
Yeah.
if I had the audacity to have a bad mood, let me tell you what happened to me.
Right.
I would wake up and not know. I would have lost days. Wake up
Yeah.
and be like, "What's the day?" Oh, okay. So I guess Mama put me to
Jody's
sleep. I got
threats
my
were
act right.
from
Okay.
Carol Burnett
Well,
going, you are not going to go get to see the show this week. You are not going to get to have Tim Conway make you laugh. How about that? They said think about that, Missy.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
And you know what? I will tell the truth on this show about when a violent child was living in my household. When my brother had problems and he was violent, you know what my mother said? You can't be here. I love you. But you can't do that here. You won't do that here.
Wow.
That's what you have to do. And we don't have.
And
things set
she
up.
put him out
Yeah.
when he was 18 years old.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
He was a danger to everyone in that house and himself.
That's right.
And they let that be known. And what she didn't do was
Right.
get him a gun or help him get
No.
one.
Do you mind my asking, Francis, did that work? Did he turn around or?
He had to.
Yeah.
Because you can't. This is the thing. You cannot allow people to put other people in danger.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. One last
And
one.
we had a household with guns.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, here's the last one, the father.
Just an upheaval of everything, emotions. I mean, it's just it's numbing. I don't know how else to explain it. Like I'm in a bad dream right now.
Oh, poor
So
baby.
does that feel like more victimhood?
Yeah.
Like he's the victim? I'm like,
I couldn't care less. I hope he's tortured. I hope he never has a good night's sleep again.
Yeah.
I hope that he lives in absolute guilt and shame and horror over what his child did and what he could have. He was in a position to do something to stop and didn't. And I just, these people complain. To me, I'm hearing Kyle Rittenhouse's mother.
Yeah.
It's like this has hurt all of us. It's not a tornado. It's not a naturally occurring phenomenon. Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You brought this into your house.
Yeah.
You did. You ran for governor. Was it governor or mayor?
Mayor.
Mayor. Like, you brought this Trumpism, this MAGAism, this extremism, this conspiracy theory, this it's not your fault, it's theirs. You did that.
Yeah. Speaking of which, on cue, the mayor of Crazy Town, Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Okay.
she said this week shootings that occurred on the 4th of July, including Highland Park, were designed to get Republicans to support gun restrictions. She said 2 shootings on July 4th, one in a rich white neighborhood, the other at a fireworks display. It almost sounds like it's designed to persuade Republicans to go along with more gun control.
What?
I mean, after all, we didn't see that happen at all the pride parades in the month of June, but as soon as we hit the MAGA month, this is MAGA month?
What?
As soon as we hit the month, we're all
Patriots.
celebrating loving our country. We have shootings on July 4th. I mean, that would sound like a conspiracy theory, right? Yes, right, you crazy bitch. She said that after the Vegas shooting, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
white country fans. This sounds like it's designed. I mean,
I think it's too crazy to even use a word like theory next to it. I need to call this crazy droppings or mouth drippings. It's crazy mouth drippings because you can't. That's not thoughts. Thoughts don't demean thoughts.
yeah.
You know.